These two patterns make the perfect addition to fall and Halloween decorations. I've put them on bags, kitchen towels, and they would even be cute on pillows and clothing. For the pinwheel stitch, bring the needle up from the back of the fabric at the end of one of the spokes, then back down at the center of the circle, creating a straight stitch. Repeat until each spoke has a stitch. Next, bring the needle up from the back, just off from the center of the circle. Then follow this process of bringing the needle over a spoke, then under, then over, then under again. This creates a rose-like texture. Continue this process until the spokes are covered and the rose is full. Then tuck the needle under the thread, pulling it back down to tie off. Use the pinwheel stitch for the remaining 2 roses. To create a stem stitch, bring the needle up from the back of the fabric and back down 1 stitch length away. Before pulling the thread tight, move the loose thread to the side and bring the needle back up in between where the needle came up and where it went back down. Then pull the thread tight. Create the next stitch by bringing the needle down again 1 stitch length away. Move the loose thread to the side and bring the needle back up between the 2 stitches. Pull tight and continue till you reach the end. Next, we're going to use a back stitch. The back stitch is a series of straight stitches. After the first straight stitch, bring the needle back up from the back of the fabric with a space between. Bring the needle back to the end of the first stitch to close the space. To do a satin stitch, begin by bringing the needle up through the fabric at the tip of the petal. Next, create a straight stitch and bring the needle back down at the base of the petal. The next stitch will be at the tip again, right next to the first stitch. Because the petal is curved, each stitch will be a little further from the tip than the last. Continue until the petal is completely filled. Generally, a satin stitch is a series of straight stitches to fill the shape of your pattern. Next, we'll do a leaf stitch. Bring the needle up from the back of the fabric at the tip of the leaf. Create a straight stitch, bringing the needle down in the middle of the leaf. This pattern includes a line to help guide your stitches. Next, bring the needle up just to the side and down from the previous stitch while still on the pattern line. Repeat this process on the other side of the original stitch. As you continue, each stitch will follow the edge of the leaf and down the middle line until the stitches get shorter and the leaf is full. Bring the needle up from the back of the fabric and place it back down in the same hole you came up from. Pull the thread just enough to form a loop. Next, bring your needle up a stitch length away through the loop. Pull until the thread lays flat. Bring the needle back down in the same hole, forming another loop. Once you bring the needle back up through the loop and pull the thread, we will form the next link in the chain. Continue this process until you make it all the way down the line. To finish the chain stitch, bring the needle down through the fabric just on the other side of your final loop to keep it in place. All that's left is to remove your pattern from the hoop and wash away the pattern. For the floral bat pattern, we'll start by creating an outline around the bat with the back stitch like we did previously. By bringing the needle back up with a space between stitches and back to the end of the previous stitch to close the space. Continue around the entire line. Next, fill the rest of the bat pattern with a series of straight stitches. Starting in the middle, I like to make these stitches random in length. Fill one side of the bat, then move on to the other side. After finishing the straight stitches, the bats should be filled with a consistent texture. Next, we'll use a lazy daisy stitch for the flowers. To start, bring the needle up near the base of one of the petals. Then right back down in the same hole or close to it. Before pulling the thread completely through, bring the needle back up at the tip of the petal. The needle will come back up through the petal from the previous stitch. Then pull the thread till the loop catches. Then bring the needle back down just on the other side of the loop. Repeat this process for each petal. Finally, to finish off the flower, we'll use a French knot by bringing the needle up from the back of the fabric. Wrap the thread around the end of the needle, then bring the needle back through the same hole or very close to it to the back of the fabric. If needed, pull the thread tight to make sure your knot is also tight. The more you wrap, the bigger the knot. For this video, we'll wrap the needle twice. To finish, remove the fabric from the hoop, then rinse or soak in warm water to wash away the pattern.